Hello and welcome. I'm Marianne Lane. I'm a Danish modern shaman of the new era, and this is one of the free webinars related to the connection with the Night Templars that we will reconnect to and open when we go on a journey to Tomar here in April. And I'm a channel energy worker and have an opening through the new era field of consciousness that have been developed since 2012. As a channel, I don't know what we will open for when we join here, so I'm just allowing it to appear. You enter this space in togetherness by choice, by choosing it, by using your intention, and then allow your awareness, your conscious awareness to be present, and allow it to present your experience with this meeting. It opens from within and it reveals itself in your energy system and your experience through this consciousness energy system. And you don't need to understand any of this that I'm talking about, but you can easily go into the experience by breathe, soft, deep, and be in the experience with your choice of being here, your choice of joining in. And I'm told that we will open the gate that was revealed to me in 2012 in November. A gate guarded by the Templar spirit. And this is the Templar spirits in plural. So there are many Templar spirits as the ones that have merged here, that have been developed here in our reality. But we have resemblance in spirits in other civilizations in the universe. As each and every one of us incarnated on Earth in these years is carrying in support for reconnection to the original mutual field of consciousness in the universe field. We can be supported by this universal Templar spirit field. And the way it supports you is through a mutual devotion with respect and affection that you carry through the incarnational program, the connection, the special connections, and that each and every one of us is carrying, that's beyond our comprehension, it's beyond our understanding, it's beyond our availability to consciously meeting with our reality. Hello and welcome and thank you. Breathe, soft, deep, and join me in this adventure where we will be supported by the Templar spirit rooted in our earthly consciousness and stretching throughout the universe, connecting with the original mutual field of consciousness, with the universe consciousness. Let's go on this adventure together by choosing it. And as a channel of the field, I support the field to meet us here through our pure connection. Recognize, observe what happens in your space, in your bodily experience here where you are. I'm getting warm and have a sense of being sincere and going to work. My heart opens with kind of being vulnerable, allowing it, and your experience here is your personal one, and it will maybe appear a little bit like mine, but often it's really different. Use all your space, all your bandwidth of your consciousness to be in the experience without comprehending and without analyzing. I sense a stretch in my connection through the neck and the energy system related to the head. And I'm still not catching or knowing what we are going at. I don't know why we are invited in to this meeting with this connection. It's still hidden, still a secret. But let's just be in the experience here and allowing it to expand. I have areas in my body that's aching now, and I'm allowing it and expand this area consciously to allow it to be. It's just signs that something is going on. And I would like to support the healing that appears when we are consciously aware. Breathe. And as the connection establishes, I'm told or shown that this is kind of a first step into a reincarnation of a mutual field of consciousness into the universe version. And the first step is a creation of the direct connection through the Templar fields across the universe. So much wisdom is contained in our inner connections. So much wisdom is established in these years in our libraries, our wisdom libraries. The wisdom libraries is carried in the energy fields. In our body, it's carried in the energy field surrounding the DNA, the primary DNA that we're carrying in the energy field and the surrounding. The connection is prepared and is established as we are supporting the connection here. Breathe soft, deep. Being emotionally connected shows us that this connection is established through the heart connection. The heart connection in all of our main centers in the energy system. So we have the 7 often mentioned primary energy centers in our energy system, in our column, in the center of our body. These are representative of the awakened consciousness that can see, that can recognize, that can understand. Actually, it's 6 main centers and then a tipping point. The 7th center is a tipping point, connection point. Then we have 6 more centers that will be activated of today with this Templar connection. And they are expanding the awakening that's related to understanding and knowing. No, understanding and seeing things. And they are expanding into knowing and see-through. See-through consciousness is consciousness that allows the ability to grow consciously without anybody telling us how or when or where or anybody igniting it. It's a hidden gem that each and every one is carrying in, an availability for our consciousness to show it what we need to know. It's kind of channeling yourself from a higher version and a deeper version into this breaking dawn edge that we are experiencing. Breathe. Slow, deep. As the connection is established, the 6 new main centers opens. And as this is much more than three-dimensional existence, it can really not be drawn. It cannot be shown as a model that shows us how these main centers appears in a system, because they are not related to a stationary containment of the energy. It's a movement, it's a motion of consciousness, and the motion of the consciousness has a center, and the center of the movement of the consciousness is what is balanced here. And when the center of the movement of the consciousness is balanced, then all of the 13 centers collaborate and to create this void of consciousness, where the see-through will show your consciousness what you need to know to be able to not only interpreting your knowing and your understanding and what you see, but to understand it from within. With what you need in this moment to see, understand, comprehend, meet from within, through all your layers of consciousness, all your motions of consciousness. Don't need to understand this, but the words is given to us to activate a memory of this, and to some it will show itself in your version. Each of these wisdom fields carried by the Templar through the universe contains a part of the mirror, the way the see-through shows us our reality through herself. That's pure. Each of the Templar fields contains a layer of the mirror that supports a consciousness to find itself in the capacity, the version that's possible to carry in your being, in your body, in your reality, in the mutual consciousness that's here. What we will support when we are in Tomar is the alignment that we are gathering around here of the Templar fields. And support the manifestation. Support the manifestation of the mirror created of the Templar fields across the universe. Bring it into availability to each and every one of us here. Both you and I, but everybody who reflects upon life will get the same connection with that mirror that support the consciousness to begin to exist. Because it doesn't. It never have existed. Right now we have a short meeting with this, supporting the preparation. And the reason why we are joining in Tomar in these days is because it's foreseen that the new era field of consciousness will create the birth of a new mutual field of consciousness. Creating this multiverse mirror of your primary consciousness. Creating your pure meeting with yourself. Nobody else. If you would like to join in for this support to yourself and to the mutual field and the shift that happens in the end of April 2025, just to put your intention on receiving as it opens here. The wisdom fields of the Templars are connected with all wisdom fields. It's a shift that happened for the last couple of years. And they are joining in for support all the wisdom fields related to Earth people. We have so many different ones. It's really special. And they are supporting now the alignment within us through a DNA memory field, or pure connection, or true connection from within. It's non-aligned, but as the wisdom fields that you're connected with your DNA memory field aligns and supports alignment from the Templar wisdom fields. Your ability to carry the burden from the Templar fields to be non-burdened opens here. We are so supported. So supported. So supported. Create a desire to support the shift from within. It's your true and pure connection to the wisdom fields. The spine of this connection contained in the universal Night Templar fields. opens what also is named the 13D connection. Being so ready for this. There's no fuss about it. It's easy. Small, simple shifts in the way your consciousness carry itself. Create a shift from being depleted to be completed. And in your completion, you carry the universe connection. Carry in the preparation, the pre-opening of this connection. That will take over for what's called the silver string, the old version of the connection. Sometimes called the golden string. The golden consciousness. Given so many names. We're just here to experience, to contain, and to allow ourselves to get the support by carrying this. And in your everyday life, to have experiences of how this see-through consciousness field supports you when you are aligned and aligned with the alignment. Aligned with the alignment of the alignment. Allowing the see-through consciousness to adjust itself across time, space, and consciousness into the true, pure connection across the universe. Preparation for the support of the zeroing of the universe mirror. The establishment of the mutual library across the universe that reach everybody through the mirror. We are in a preparation for this, prepared for thousands of years. And the consciousness that knows about this, the consciousness that carries the see through the 13D capacity, is pretty active in these years. And especially the weeks and months around here. And the connection that we establish here as a support is expected to be born in our mutual field and supports each and everyone to reach the golden connection instead of the silver string. When we use these odd descriptions mystical descriptions, using symbols and understandings beyond. It's to ensure that we are open and the consciousness that carries this in is connected to the universal consciousness more than the physical consciousness or the earth consciousness here. What is expected is that when our earth consciousness aligns with the universe consciousness, both will expand and align. Connect a mutual connection throughout the universe wisdom fields that allows each consciousness in the universe to be supported by each without separation, without division of the consciousness, the conscious consciousness. In your spherical field of consciousness, the globe that opens in 13D consciousness. What previously was the main centers in our column opens as portal and gates all over this globe, this spherical field of consciousness. And what is beyond is that these gates, these connections, these portals, they are shifting all the time. If they are opened, how open, what is connected, how it's delivered, the timing. With all of these portals, these gates in a spherical field of consciousness, and slowly it will take over. And when it takes over, it's because the connection through the main centers is complete. When the connection through the main centers is complete, each of the main centers opens and represent one support for our spherical field of consciousness, one support for our 13D consciousness. You could say that the main centers, they are what's left when our consciousness developed non-sustainable and broke down. So our main centers in our column, in our energy system, they are memories of full connection, supports our consciousness to relive through the separation as a preparation for establishment of the true pure connection. And that's what we open here. So some of you might be so sensitive and have such strong visions of this that you might see the shift from what people often see as portal that's moving. That they will expand all of them into this edge of the globe, the spherical field of consciousness. And as this happens, the see-through consciousness without the chains on the consciousness, that subdue the consciousness to only see, only allow lesser to come through until you reach the highest level where you can see everything. This is really troublesome for a consciousness in a system. So the connection that opens now is an invitation for this broken system to reestablish itself in a complete new version. So it's not an establishment, it's not a re-establishment of what was, it's a new establishment of what could be. Opens here. Breathe. Intentionally create desire too. We are ready. And they show me that they will like me to support the stretch to the connection, to the primary field, the first field of wisdom, related to what is named the Knight's Templar field. The see-through consciousness that's created here creates micro epiphanies. And allowing it to be like a micro epiphany, and then it's there, and then you allow it to show you how it shifts, change your perspective, your understanding, your way of meeting yourself in reality, that the smallest epiphany can create a shift in everything. And allowing these small epiphanies, micro epiphanies, allow it to shift your inner reality without creating huge changes in your outer reality is a really good idea. A lot of reasons to this. One of these is an understanding. I think actually it's from wisdom fields in Japan, where they know that it's important that when you're developing consciousness, that you're creating the actual change with such small steps that you're not activating your nervous system and your survival system. With the micro epiphanies, allow it to create the smallest changes in your reality to ensure that you're not creating a disturbance in your survival system. It also ensures that you establish a coherent connection with your foundation for your consciousness and your meeting with reality. A connection that stays and grow instead of its withering and need to be regrown. So a lot of support by not creating a reaction in the survival system and an establishment of coherent connection to your foundation for your meeting with yourself in reality. A lot of good reasoning to this as well. And these epiphanies, these micro epiphanies, they come in series, and some of these series can be really fast, like a switch from having pictures to go into a movie, to go into a virtual reality version where your reality isn't virtual, but it's your own see-through consciousness that creates it through your pure connection in your 13D consciousness. But the best understanding of this is to see the step from picture, movie, virtual reality. Understandings, micro epiphanies, series of micro epiphanies. And the more aligned you'll be with your 13D consciousness, the longer chain reaction with your micro epiphanies, because they're containing everything that's needed for your consciousness to follow through with the shift. And understanding of how little you might change in your outer reality to establish the connection with your inner and outer reality that fits. And understanding with the small changes also, because you know that tomorrow it will be new. Tomorrow you will have a new series of micro epiphanies. And if you use a lot of energy, a lot of consciousness to change the outer reality, you might not have the space and the settlement from within to carry in and contain what's needed to create the chain reactions of micro epiphanies. So the less, the merrier when we talk about change in the outer reality. If you experience day after day after day with series of micro epiphanies, then your consciousness will expand to a level where it begins to seek and understand that the outer reality have so little demand to support your conscious consciousness into this development. And then what you choose is aligned with you. You could say the pure you, the true you. And then it will be long-term sustainable, what you choose. So many factors, so many levels, so many angles will be contained in the decision that will be made through the see-through consciousness. When this awakes in the global field, if more than 50% of the humanity will contain this see-through consciousness, then within a few years, all that we know as driving forces in humanity, in people, will shift in ways that we can't understand, we can't imagine that this could happen. That in a few years, everybody suddenly know what is needed and what's not. To create a see-through mutual reality where we support each other into what's needed and what's not. And with no fighting, no discussions, communications. There's no winners, there's no losers. There's containment and development. Directly access from creativity to creation. No stepping stones. Difficult to imagine, but when we see the glimpse of what's created through the internet, artificial intelligence, the connection that we are carrying in, if you see the capacity and how it's developed with our conscious consciousness and how our conscious consciousness develops with this, we might reach capacity of imagination to somehow have a sense of this possibility. And that's enough. That's enough to be gates and portals as the wisdom fields carry us across the universe to support this shift, this development. Or part of the work and the support we are given for today is landing. All the wisdom fields have supported us in to be aligned from within. Breathe. Soft, deep. And maybe your resonance with this. Maybe this was a small teachings, a small channeling, a small sharing where you suddenly know, oh, I know this. How beautiful it is to have new words for this, a new way of seeing it. Now my way of seeing it gets stronger. Maybe this is odd, new. It's like, see through consciousness. What's she talking about? Allow it to stay with you for a while and see what happens. Because this is not something I create as a channel, as an energy work of the new era. I'm nothingness. I'm the connection, and is allowed to have my own experience with this, my own my own catch of what I need to understand it from my own perspective from within, and with enough experiences to make it something I can carry in my truth, knowing that it's not connected in a mutual truth, and maybe it never will be, but I'm carrying it within my own truth space by my own experience with this. So I invite you to go into your own experience with this and see what's different. What's different perhaps now, what's different tomorrow, when you're in situations where your consciousness normally is struggling to stay connected, to stay in an unreduced version. Is there more strength in your consciousness to stay connected and with clarity? Will these micro epiphanies appear? Being something like expanded intuition, expanded, what do you call it? See if I can get a hint. Expanded communication, expanded capacity to have inner revelations, expanded capacity for consciously understanding and development of the way you see yourself and your reality and what you see through. What is the mirror, and what the when you are seeing reality, you see reality through something. The see-through consciousness allow you to see yourself and reality through consciousness. Go on adventure with us, with other ones that have the same interest. There's a lot of us across the universe, a lot of us across the globe. There's also a lot of people here that we are joining with about a lot of other interests. We'll see this as a waste of time, a waste of consciousness time. It's important to allow this. It's important to acknowledge that our see-through consciousness is different, and that we are needed, each and every one of us, with different see-through consciousness, different ways of meeting reality. And in the incarnational programs, it's prepared. It's prepared that we will have different see-through consciousness, different ways we are seeing through to the meeting with ourselves and our reality. What we are seeing through is supporting our consciousness into this epiphany, revelation consciousness version. The more than 3D consciousness. And a comment here, thank you very much, needed now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the likes and the comments, and even sometimes sharings. So I was talking about different kinds of see-through consciousness is important because the mutual field of consciousness carries the universe capacity for the wisdom field to create these mirrors, different mirrors that connects with each other in our consciousness, create the universe consciousness foundation as a potential for all consciousness in the universe. So the support that we're giving to create this see-through consciousness is created through the incarnational programs and the support that's given to each and every one of us that's different. So each and every person that's living here right now have their own version of the creation of the universal universe consciousness, and the universe consciousness creates this different ways of seeing, meeting reality. And I'm guided to release the channeling. It was strong, but as a teacher and as a channel for the energy work that we will be a part of through the field in Tomar, and just looking for the dates because I never remember. We will be there arrive at the 26th, and the energy work will for sure begin the 27th of April, and we'll stay there until the 1st of May. But that's also a journey day. So 4 full days of energy work in Tomar in Portugal. We will also provide, when we are there, maybe live sessions and otherwise videos from the energy works when we are there. Breathe. And I release the health field as well. Allowing your self-healing capacity to ignite and support you with whatever whatever can come by afterwards. The energy work here. The energy work that makes sense, the healing that makes sense, will ignite through your personal mirror, creating your see-through consciousness. Breathe. Soft. Deep. Thank you so much for this meeting, the support, the call, the calling, the meetings, the magic, the epiphanies. Thank you so much for these, for the connection, for the timing, the resonance, the mutuality, the part we know and the part we don't know. Thank you. Thank you so much for these. Follow me on my YouTube channel, The Word of Consciousness. And if you want more like this, already a couple of free webinars prepared. Different versions, different ones. Hope you will leave some comments if you will have some experiences afterwards. Sharing here. Releasing the meeting. Hope to see you again here and there and everywhere.